Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in for a good talk. My name is Robin Eve. We're going to be joined by my partner, Donnie Vapor, shortly. Thank you so much to Bobby LaSara and Strong Island Television for bringing us into your homes this evening. I'm going to kick things off with a song that I wrote many, many years ago. And it's just something that I was kind of feeling today because I was missing my favorite human who is still states away. And this is a song that was on my first album, Remembrance, which is still available for download. And this was written for her. There's also some pretty good advice in there for all of us. So this is called The Facts Don't Count. Seems like a million years ago, when I was just about your size, always thinking, always asking questions, all through wonder-filled blue eyes. Never lose your innocence, live life as if you've got no doubt, and remember, if the dream is big enough, facts don't count, facts don't count. I had forgotten about smelling the roses and living life as each new day, till I saw a version of my childhood eyes looking up at me one day. Yeah. Never lose your innocence, live a life as if you've got no doubt, and remember, if the dream is big enough, facts don't count, facts don't count. Through your eyes I've seen the world again, from a sunset to winter snow. As thanks for helping me find the child inside of me, I'll tell you some things that you ought to know, baby, you ought to know. Don't forget to laugh out loud, don't you worry about being cool. It does not matter who they think you are. Don't judge faces and never be cruel. Never lose your innocence, live your life as if you've got no doubt, and remember, if the dream is big enough, facts don't count, facts don't count, facts don't count. That's from my Sarah.
Hey everybody, this song I'm about to play for you is called This Is Your Life, and I wrote this song thinking about what it would be like to sing it to a newborn baby, since we're not born with a manual on life, and I figured this would be kind of neat, something different. Hope you enjoy it. Strap yourself in, lots of wonderful rides. Let's begin. You'll see so many faces in beautiful places with night stars shining bright. Don't be afraid, it's perfectly made. You're a part of it now. You'll have your ups and downs that stand out. Just dust yourself off when you fall. Remember always to be mindful each and every day. We are all just actors playing out our parts, and love is all that matters when we have open hearts. Let's be there for each other and lend a helping hand. For all the world's your oyster, just do the best you can. Start every day with all yesterday's thoughts tucked away. A fresh brand new blank slate just for you to create. That's a gift they call free will. It's all up to you, it's certainly true. You're the king of your world. You might just be someone to marry, or you might go it on your own. Just listen to your heart, for it will show the way. We are all just actors playing out our parts, and love is all that matters when we have open hearts. Let's be there for each other and lend a helping hand. For all the world's your oyster, just do the best you can. This is your life. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. We're going to throw it back now to our show. Hey, Robin, can you hear me? Sending it back to you.
We are going to take a quick break to hear from some sponsors and some friends. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And please, don't forget to share.
Hey, I'm Dave Drew, musician, owner of Bartini Bar, and I love having a good talk with Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor. See you at Bartini soon.
Hey everybody, this is Motorcycle Mike, the personal injury lawyer. I've been riding motorcycles my entire adult life. During the course of my 30-year career as a lawyer, I've also represented countless injured motorcyclists. If you're one of them, I can be of assistance to you. Go to my website, please, motorcyclemikeesq.com. I'll always be there for you. I'm on your side when you ride.
Hi, my name is Sharon Gillette, and I'm the owner of One Stitch at a Time. I've been doing this since I'm 9 years old, but it became full-time when my husband was diagnosed with cancer several years ago. And I never went back to work because I wanted to take care of him. I feel what makes me stand out is that I care. I take a personal interest in your project. I take the time to find your correct fit. and treat you like a friend, not just a customer. So whether it's embroidery, making patches, printing shirts, doing alterations and repairs, or bringing your ideas to life, you can call me at 631-428-1245 or visit my website at www.onestitchatatime.co.
Hi everybody, Momma Robin here. I've gotten a lot of emails recently about hair. And if you are dealing with something like this, what usually ends up happening is we end up doing like this one of these mamma jamma things that we are all walking around with sitting on the tops of our heads. The reality is a lot of people are looking for a haircut and they have no idea what to do. So I decided to get my friend Joe, yes, it's Joe, because I'm not a hairdresser. With my husband's permission, I will share this. He had decided about a year ago that he was just going to let everything grow because he could. And then he decided that he could not stand it any longer right about the time that everybody closed. So he asked me to cut his hair. Now the quick funny backstory is I cut his hair once, more than a decade ago. I subsequently made him look like my mother. We had both agreed at that time that I would never cut his hair again. So when he initially asked, my answer was, no thank you. And the conversation was dropped. He was at his wit's end. We decided to give it another go when he took the pressure off by telling me anything is going to be better than this. So this is the before. And this is the after. And contrary to his face, he actually loved it. And his response is, that's just my face. So it's shared with his permission. He took care of the beard. I took care of everything else. And the bottom line is, I'm not a hairdresser. I'm not trying to replace any hairdressers. I'm not trying to make the show liable for any bad haircuts that are coming along or Strong Island television. But what I am telling you is I've been on this planet for almost 5 decades. I've been paying close attention every time they cut mine as a control enthusiast. And I have some tips that might help you out while you're home. Now we have this long, glorious hair. So what if we just need a light trim? How are we going to do that? When you're looking at all of this hair, think about when you go to the hairdresser. They don't tackle it all at once. You don't want to either. So get yourself a comb. You want to kind of section off the hair up on the top, both sides, so we can get most of it out of the way. That's when your little bun twist thing is going to come in super handy. And whatever kind of clip that you have, you want to take that clip and get it out of the way. That's our starting point. If you're just looking for trim, remember your hair's going to jump up when it's dry. I'm working with this dry because I don't really know how it's going to respond to being wet, and we got a lot to do. But as you can see, that's what our ends look like. Not really pretty. Figure out what length you want, and then you can start cutting from there. Okay? You want to do a nice straight line, little cuts. You can always go back over it so you can even it all out. Okay? So now say we're done with the length. We want to really just jump it up. We need something fresh for spring. We're tired of messing with it, and we're tired of buying all the conditioner. So the same exact thing is going to happen. You're going to go in sections, find a little bit, decide what your length is going to be. We'll say, oh, there's your shoulder. So you want to go longer because it is going to bounce up when it gets dry, right? And just boom, boom, boom. It is so freeing. It is liberating. And it's fun. So as you can see, when I meant going by sections, that's shorter, right? We missed that whole hunk of who. Wow. Yeah, I said hunk of who. I'm leaving it. Now you can have an even line to follow. So you're not having this big, huge chunk that you're dealing with. Now you can cut along the line that you already had. And here we are. Okay, so we've got a lot of the length off, and now let's take a minute to talk about how do we fix what we just did. Because this is important since none of us are hairdressers. So we're gonna turn this around, also creepy. Your best bet, as you can see, pretty close on the length, but there are some hunks that I clearly missed. So, and I went with kitchen scissors. Hey, when you're in, you're in. Pull it forward, because I know darn well my sides are not even, right? So pull it all forward, just like you saw me gloriously in the beginning, and see how crazy that is? Now watch. Oh, yes. Now if your scissors are not really cutting through, by the way, my suggestion, instead of going straight into it, kind of cut it and then pull back a little bit. It does allow the blades to catch the hairs a little bit more, and you have a better chance at a straight line. Now another trick is trying to figure out if your sides are even. Part in the middle, line up with the nose. Put this over here, put this over here. Feel the sides. Come down. Pace your hands at the same time, just like this. If one side is significantly longer when you get to the end, trim that. Now there is one very important thing that I want to make sure that we touch on. How do you handle your bangs at home? You don't. Grow them out, use barrettes, whatever you want to do. You can do all of this fun. Try not to cut your bangs. Yes, there's something oddly satisfying about that. It's like, it's something that we just don't get to do often as a society, and I'm not recommending that you do it to yourself unless you have an idea what you're doing and you're all in. But until you get to the nitty-gritty of having to make lines or any of that other stuff, yeah, this is pretty awesome, gotta say. Get down close, but make sure that you've got stuff to work with, okay? Look, we're already getting there. Now, I am a long hair girl. I have long hair. I love long hair. But I'll tell you what, just being able to liberate yourself and have a little fun and feel good about yourself, you know? I don't really think there's anything wrong with that, do you? Well, if you did, you wouldn't be watching the show, so. Get your finger up against the scalp. Cut everything else. Now you'll notice that my fingers are farther away up here. It's kind of at a V, and they're closer to the scalp here. That's how you're going to get those good angles that you want. So we'll go up like this. You could do the same thing right here. And you're going to do the same exact move all the way around the head. Now back here, again, you don't want it too close to the scalp, so just pull your finger out a little bit, have it on an angle, cut along your finger. So I decided to try wetting Joe's hair, and I should have done that all along. So whenever possible, please work with clean, wet hair, and as it's getting shorter, make sure that you're re-wetting it, because you're gonna get more of an accurate cut that way. Big finish, we let the top of the hair down. Let your hair down. Just saying. The same thing. You want to try to section off parts on the top. What works for me is to go straight up, figure out what your length is, then go straight across. Okay? Get rid of all of that. Oh, these scissors. Now, you want to do another line right behind it, same exact thing. You'll also have some of those little hairs from the front section in there to give you a guide. So always look for the shorter hairs and then follow those. There's no wrong way to do this when you're not a hairdresser. and we're just trying to figure things out as we go. So now we have no idea if that was even or not. So what can we do? We're going to do the same exact thing, but sideways. We want to know how far off were we? Not terribly. Look for the shortest piece, follow the line. Go next to it, do the same thing. Oh, sometimes it's not as good as others, but you know what? That's why we're learning. So now, remember when we went along our fingers on the sides, and then we went along our fingers on the top? Now we want to tie it all in together. So we have the top piece, we have a little bit of the side piece, and now I have all of this in the middle, okay? This is what we want to be cutting. Just like that, right along an angle, same way as we have been doing from the very first cut. And I'm going to be doing that all the way around the head. So let's see what happens. So some of the hair sticks out because it's not a human head and we all have cowlicks. So I think that we can understand that. And if you have craziness that's going on, no rules apply, cut them off. I know hairdressers' minds are exploding right now, but you know what? Whatever you need to do to make you feel good about yourself, do that. Thank you so much for watching tonight. We have a lot more coming up, so please stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break, and please don't forget to share. If you have any questions or ideas, please email goodtalktvshow@gmail.com, subject line, Ask Momma Robin.
Thank you, Pulmonary Wellness Foundation, Good Talk TV sponsor. Please visit pulmonarywellness.com to learn more about this incredible organization.
We're at the Statue of Liberty, and we love having a good talk with Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor.
Writing a book is the adventure of a lifetime. Red Penguin Books take pride in giving our authors a publishing experience that is stress-free and celebratory all the way. Some of our authors first approach us with no more than an idea for a book that's ready to sprout. Others submit completed manuscripts. Whether you're at either end or anywhere in between, our goal is to get you published. At Red Penguin Books, we offer options and opportunities that are unique in the world of publishing, and all of them are designed to keep you, the author we so deeply respect, in the driver's seat, unlike other publishing houses. So, if you want to write a book and are looking for a publisher, we've got you covered. Red Penguin Books deal in publishing services, book development, and ghostwriting for digital, print, and audiobook. Call us at 516-448-4993 or visit our website www.redpenguinbooks.com.
Closed eyes fluttering in the space between my lashes. It's an opening to my head. All the words I wish I had said or hadn't said, 'cause words falling out my lips, they are clumsy.
Christine Sweeney, welcome to Good Talk TV. Thanks so much for joining us and for being our Artist of the Week.
Thanks for having me. This is super cool.
You're welcome. We've been a fan of yours for a really long time. You are an incredible songwriter. You are a really talented musician, and you have such great energy whenever you are on stage or even just to be near. And that's something that we love to celebrate on this show for sure. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you start out, and how long have you been playing?
Okay, well, first off, thank you so much. That means a lot. I've been playing for over 10 years. I started as I was a child. I would teach myself how to play piano, and I would constantly play Whitney Houston and Sade back to back on the cassette tapes, and my mother would go crazy, but she dealt with me repeating the same songs over and over, and that's, I didn't realize, but I was learning. I was practicing riffing, and going through all those vocal runs, and I was learning how to sing, and I didn't even know. I was offered guitar lessons, and I took that for about 2 years, and I loved it, and I grew so much from that experience, and I started writing my own songs, and now here we are.
And now here we are. So you play piano, a keyboard, you also play guitar. Any other instruments?
I dabble. Occasionally I'll play my ukulele. I was in a band for a little while and I played bass, and it was so fun. So I like to say I dabble in bass. I'm not a bass player, but I definitely miss it. It was a great experience.
With your genre, I'm going to ask you how you would classify your music, because I think there are some people out there who say, oh, Christine Sweeney, she's a folk singer, she's really great. And then somebody else will go, oh, Christine Sweeney, she's this great blues artist. And then somebody else will go, oh yeah, she's a rocker. And not many artists can pull off all of those and have people go, oh yeah, or even discuss who's right and who's wrong. And I think you're a little bit of all of them. How would you describe your music?
Okay, so that's a great question. And I go through different experimental iterations on how to explain who I am and what I am. And like everyone else, it changes day to day. I mean, you're not the same person you were yesterday, and you're not having the same experiences. So right now I'm going with soul folk, because I feel like the word soul has a pop element to it, but it also has the blues element to it. And then the folk element is like when you get the more acoustic-y singer-songwriter-y vibes from me. And for sure, everyone knows that I'm a big fan of pop music. I'm guilty. I'm saying I love pop music. I like something that makes me want to dance and is catchy and, makes you feel all the feelings. And
I'm going to back you up. I love pop music too. I'm right there with you, girl. Dance it out.
I mean, I have a weakness for it too. So soul folk. I've also gone by blues pop, but I think I could say all of those words and it would still be me. So when you listen to my music, you can expect me to talk about genuine emotions, and sometimes things that are complicated, or sometimes things that are confusing about love, or, feeling nervous about something. So I write songs from my own experience. I rarely step out of the box and write from someone else's perspective, but I do enjoy that. For example, I have one song called Denial, and it is not autobiographical. Maybe there's like one part that is, but a lot of it is also me maybe imagining how someone else might feel. So although it's a rewarding experience to write like that, I don't always write like that. Mostly I dive within what I've felt and what I know. I like to call myself an intermittently prolific songwriter. And by that,
I love that.
Yeah, it's a new thing, but I feel like it's true. I have a lot
You're
of
making
songs.
up terms left and right tonight. I'm just, we're going to have a dictionary by the time we're done.
Throwing it out there. Yes, let's make a Christine Sweeney dictionary, and weirdo will be the first word in the dictionary. But so the way that I look at intermittently prolific is I have a lot of songs, and sometimes I can write really fast. And if I'm really feeling something, I can write it, song's done. And then other times I take months or years to think about a song. I'll put it down, but I'll come back to it. And it's funny because like a lot of it is just me driving my car and I'm singing along, and I just hit record on my phone and I'm just singing. Stream of consciousness, I get it all out, and then I look at it and I say, okay, what is intelligent here? And then I say, okay, I really identify with this. I think this makes sense. This is garbage. I'm throwing that away before anyone hears that. Sometimes those stream of consciousness songwriting things can be real garbage at first, but then you do it again on the same song. You just recraft the melody, or you change the time signature or the speed that you sing it. Even that is so crucial to how you write a song. No one talks about tempo, but it's so even if you come up with something that's really trash, you can salvage it. I believe in redemption.
Me too. We can roll with that. When you get home after taking your road trip and you've got these ideas that are stored in your phone, are you trying to develop them into songs on guitar or piano? Which direction do you usually start with?
Mostly guitar, because I don't currently have an amazing gigging piano. I would love one day to have something that is lightweight enough that I'm not going to break my back and sounds amazing and I can afford it. But so right now I'm rocking my guitar. I've got my Breedlove. 2013 is when I got it. So I've had it for 7 years. I love that thing. I'm always writing on the guitar. Just recently, the opposite happened. I wrote a song for guitar and then I figured it out later that, no, this needs to be on the piano instead. And so I have a piano ballad that's going to be coming out. It's called Anywhere Anyway. And that's going to be, in the near distant future. But I'm excited because I don't have any songs like that. And that's what you have to find. You have to find those pockets of what haven't I created? What haven't I written? Can I bring something new to the table? It's important that you stay true to yourself so that your message is cohesive. But I don't see the problem in dipping into another genre and surprising somebody, or step out of your current box when you're talking about chord structure. If you love these 5 chords or whatever and you use them a lot, that's great. That's your favorite set. Every now and then add one that you've never used before. You don't even know what it's called. Or just play random things on the guitar or the piano and see if you can find something tonally that surprises you. And then if you can, it's like work it in. Spice up the romance, guys. It's cool, and you should always be discovering. You shouldn't stop asking questions. You shouldn't stop trying to discover something new that you enjoy or that pleases you in a way that makes you feel music again, like when you were a kid.
Well said.
Come on, guys.
Yes, well said.
Thanks.
How can our reviewers listen to your music, find out what's going on in your world? I know you're constantly doing live streams and you got exciting stuff going up, even during this craziness of us being home. How can they get more of you?
Yes, get more Sween. Okay, Quarantine with Sween. Let's give you the play-by-play. So I've been doing some Facebook live streams and some Instagram live streams. So if you're on either or both of those platforms, please give me a follow there. It makes a huge difference. You can keep in contact with me. But the best way for you to be in the inner circle, head to my website, which is christinesweeney.com. Get on the mailing list, because what I'm going to be doing is obviously telling everyone when those live streams are, but I'm going to be sending out song demos of things that I have already written, maybe alternate versions, exclusive to the mailing list. So recordings of, let's say my song Wishes is your favorite song on the album. I'm going to be recording a piano version of that, and I'm going to give it away to my mailing listers. So if you go to christinesweeney.com, get on that mailing list, you'll be the first one to know about new songs popping up, new music videos, the inner circle.
We're so happy that our viewers got to meet you. Please check her out online, follow her page, see what she's up to, buy her swag, support her music. And right now, can we get you to share a song with us?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. And it's always good to catch up with a friend. And I love you.
I love you too, lady. Thanks so much. Everybody, stay tuned.
This is the better parts. Thanks for watching, guys.
If I was a bird, then you'd be my feather. If I was a breeze, then you'd be the weather. If I was a cat, you'd be my ball of yarn. And if I was a house, you'd be my green, green lawn. Oh, these summer nights just feeling so long, but they're way too short when I'm in your arms. Hold me closer so I can see you're all the better parts of me. If I was a spider, you'd be my web. If I got tired, you'd be a place to lay my head. summer nights are just feeling so long, but they're way too short when I'm in your arms. Hold me closer so I can see you're all the better parts of me. Woo! Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, yeah. If I was a coffee, you'd be my sugar. Ooh yeah, baby. And if I were a letter, I know you'd deliver. When there's no one you can count on, you can still count on me. 'Cause there's nowhere else in the world that I'd rather be. Oh, these summer nights just feeling so long, but they're way too short when I'm in your arms. Oh, hold me closer so I can see. Yeah, yeah, you're all the better parts of me. Hold me closer so I can see. You're all the better parts of me.
Hey guys, this is Motor City Mike. When I'm not breaking the speed limit, I'm watching GT with Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor.
Hi, my name is Sharon Gillette, and I'm the owner of One Stitch at a Time. I've been doing this since I'm 9 years old, but it became full-time when my husband was diagnosed with cancer several years ago. And I never went back to work because I wanted to take care of him. I feel what makes me stand out is that I care. I take a personal interest in your project. I take the time to find your correct fit and treat you like a friend, not just a customer. So whether it's embroidery, making patches, printing shirts, doing alterations and repairs, or bringing your ideas to life, you can call me at 631-428-1245 or visit my website at www.onestitchatatime.co.
Hey everybody, this is Motorcycle Mike, the personal injury lawyer. In addition to representing injured motorcyclists for over 30 years now, during that same time, I've represented countless car crash victims and construction workers injured on construction sites. If you need my assistance, go to my website, motorcyclemikeesq.com. I will always be there for you.
I have a very special guest. His name is Bob Sager. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Donnie. Pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. The reason that Bob is here today is to talk about he got diagnosed with the coronavirus. He tested positive. I believe also your 80-year-old mom as well, correct?
My wife and my 82-year-old mom.
Oh my goodness, a trifecta.
Yeah, we hit the hat trick.
Tell us about how were you tested? Were you having symptoms? Where do you think you got it?
So, I think it was like St. Patty's Day, Donnie. I had to take my dad and my mom came to the VA hospital, and he needed a procedure, and we went in, and my mom and I, we should have left the hospital, right? We should have left, but we stayed there. Don't ask me why. We stayed there like for 9 hours.
Oh my.
And hospitals carry a lot of germs, and I remember sitting in the waiting room, which was vacant because that's when everything was just starting to culminate. And this one woman came in, she had a mask, and, we kept arm's distance, blah, blah, blah. And then at one part of the morning, she says, "Oh, I need to recharge my phone. Let me go to my car and get my charger." I said, "Oh, use mine," the good soul that I am. And, I touched it, she touched it. And my gut tells me that it came from that. I maybe gave it to my mother and so on and so forth. So that was a Tuesday. And then, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday comes along. I'm not feeling well. I'm tired. I think because we never think it could happen to us, right? Oh, we listen to all of it, but it's not going to happen to me. And especially because I've always been very healthy, practice good health. But, I started to get tired and this and that. And a couple of days went by, and I said, and my wife started to feel ill as well. And I started to hear from my mom. I said, "I need to go get tested." And it was a Friday, I think it was two weeks ago yesterday, that Geraldine and I, my wife, we went to a Northwell Health, and they were somewhat lackadaisical, right? And they said, "Oh, you probably do have it." They tested me, took an x-ray of my lungs. It was clear. We left. Well, I didn't like that. I want to know, test me and tell me yes or no. And I'm just physically drained. My fevers are increasing, cold sweats at night. When I say the word lack of energy, it's beyond that. It's like you don't want to move.
Wow.
And your brain's going in all different directions. So Saturday, the next day, says, "Geraldine, let's go into a City MD." And they were awesome. They were really, really good. Shoved this thing in my nose. It hit my brain, Oh
wow.
And next day, got a call, tested positive. And the days moving forward were just absolutely treacherous. And, again, it was everything from dry cough. My fever got to 104.
Ooh.
Extremely, extremely tired. Not that hungry. All of the above. It was, I would have rather have the flu. Give me the flu for 5 days, I'm done.
Right.
But it was over and over and over. So that being said, being the positive individual that I am, being in the room of personal development for a very long time, I said, okay, I need to do certain things. So I made sure that I meditated every day. I made sure that if I was able to, and if I wasn't, I even pushed myself, I would go for a walk. As time went on, I went for a bike ride. I needed to do my best, whether it was 1 push-up, 2 push-ups, 5 or whatever push-ups, I needed to do that. And the other thing, what was interesting too, is how you're hunkered in, you're going to watch TV, read, whatever. I didn't want to, I caught myself. I said, I don't want to watch any kind of violent stuff or things like that. And I watched more, aside from my other things I was doing, I kind of watched more of a heartfelt, more of a feel good type stuff, right?
Oh,
Movies,
sure,
which
sure.
kind of helped me as well. And it was, and the other thing I didn't do in the first couple of days I was doing, but then I stopped. I didn't tune into the news. I didn't want to, look at the news and this and that and boom, boom, boom. So I just kind of, I was quarantined. I was in my bedroom. My wife was in another bedroom, and we were separated. I will say this, and I give credit, massive credit. We have 3 children, 2 who stayed with us, Lucian and Simone. And my daughter actually lives in Manhattan. She came here. She hasn't been to her apartment in about a month. But between them, in nurturing and caring for us, take this vitamin. Okay, here's some soup. Here's some broth. Here's some tea. Take your temperature, blah, blah, blah. If it wasn't for them, I don't think it would have been as easy in getting through the process as it was. They were a major, major factor in healing us, in getting us back, and so on and so forth. They
So
truly
what I'm
were.
getting from you is your physical needs from that aspect were what were served, as well as your mental needs. So it's a combination of both.
And to add to that, which I didn't mention, and I don't take this in a discounted way or in a small way. Fortunately, I've always practiced, my wife, my mom, for 35 years, I've always practiced good health, taking massive amounts of vitamins, kind of eating the best we could, doing exercises, whatever. I think that played a significant role as well.
Okay.
And also, too, the other thing, and I think this played a role for me, because when you look at the coronavirus, one of the big things is that the fluid gathers in your lungs, fibrosis, blah, 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 right? And then you got to go to the hospital, ventilator, and all that stuff, and cross your fingers that you make it out. So for about 5 months now, I've been practicing a methodology by this Austrian gentleman by the name of Wim Hof.
Wow.
It's called the Wim Hof Method, WIMHOF method.com. And it's a combination of really two things. It's cold showers, right? So I would go into the warm shower and then towards the end, crank it to the right, keep my hands on the wall, count it down to a minute, 2.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then more specifically for this, it was the breathing, Donnie. So he has a breathing methodology where I'll breathe, deep breathing, like in 3 segments, 30 deep breaths each time, hold your breath for 2 minutes. And I think that truly helped me. I had one night where I heard someone say, "Oh, sleep on your stomach, that's better, so nothing I did that. I thought I was going to die.
Wow.
I thought I was going to, let's go to the hospital, right? I just didn't. And it's not me. I mean, I could hold my breath for minutes. But that was the only time. But also, I think because of that practicing of the Wim Hof method, that helps significantly.
I appreciate you sharing that with the audience, and I'll let the audience know I absolutely am a proponent of the Wim Hof method. I've been reading his material for quite a while, and I too take the cold showers, and I want to say that's helped me this winter. I haven't needed a jacket. It's helped my immune system, and for somebody that has a compromised immune system to begin with the disease that I have, it's imperative that I breathe better and that I have a strengthened immune system. So that's really, really good advice. Let me ask you this: how's the rest of the family? Is everyone shaping up okay?
Yeah, my Geraldine is probably like 3-4 days behind me. She's better. My wife, being the person that she is, if she feels better, she just jumps right back into it. But then the tiredness kicks in again. But she's getting better and better every day. So we're kind of close to one another in feeling 100%. My mom, I'm blessed that, again, she's 82. Fortunately, she has practiced good health and so on and so forth. And, it's her and my dad. I don't know how my dad never caught it. Maybe he's asymptomatic. I don't know, but he didn't. But, my mom hit a few days where it really hit her, Donnie, here. It hit her emotionally because my mom's a workhorse, she's 82. She's a Sicilian mom. She gets up, she cleans, she cooks this, that. And, when she's not able to do that, it kind of bothers her. And my dad doesn't pick up much of that slack, right?
Got it.
So maybe a little bit, but not much. But, she's good. We are very blessed. And, sometimes you think, okay, I'm sick. I got a flu. I'll get through this, right? This is a big deal. And someone in my social circles that we know of passed away. My daughter tells me the other day, 2 days ago, that her friend's father passed. Whoa, my goodness.
Yeah.
So
it's close to home. We're all seeing that now.
Yeah. And when it doesn't hit home? Here's when it doesn't hit home. It doesn't hit home to the people that are, let's say, at home or whatever, and they don't know anybody within their social circles that has the coronavirus.
Right.
Oh, I don't know of anybody. So they're just abiding by, what, let's say, Governor Cuomo is saying, stay home, social distance and all that stuff. But once you hear of someone that has it, then it's close to home.
You can give Bob Sager's a couple of tips for people to think about that might help them through this pandemic, or if they happen to become symptomatic. What would you say the right thing to do would be?
I think first is kind of what I mentioned earlier. Don't make small of it. It's a serious deal. Don't make small of it, number one. Number two, you need to have it right here. You'll get through it. Have it right here. Don't panic. Don't buy into the news. Don't listen to it. And then do the things that, as we all say, stay hydrated, get some rest, do all of these things, take certain vitamins. I was taking zinc, I was taking vitamin C, I was drinking hot tea all the time. And so do all of that stuff. Do the breathing methods, right, if you can. I made sure that I would sit down in my living room and I would do the breathing methods. So I did all of the things that I thought that would get me better. And be patient. Just be patient. Because here's what happens. What'll happen is once your fever goes away for 3 or 4 days, that's a big deal. Once I'm not coughing as much. Once your cough goes away, that's a big deal. What takes more than anything to eliminate, which I haven't eliminated it 100% yet, be patient with that. Sometimes it could take 3. I'm into my 3rd week now. And finally, I could put in a full day's work. Am I tired? Yeah. I want to pass out. But I know that will pass. And that will pass by. I'm going to do my best to go for a walk, go for a bike ride after that. I'm doing my push-ups now again to max. I'm starting a 30-day challenge from a workout standpoint on Monday. I'm back. And that's my personality. I'm not going to milk it.
So it's personal responsibility. And I want to make sure I throw this out there. You would say that these are anecdotal events that you could describe that happened to you. You're not a doctor. We're not telling anybody what to do. They should always seek the advice of a healthcare professional, but these are your personal experiences, and you're just sharing this with everybody, which I certainly appreciate, and I know my audience does as well. I really want to thank you for all the knowledge that you just shared with us, and I wish the rest of the family Godspeed. Seems like they're on the right track.
They are.
Happy that you came through this with flying colors.
We got through to the other side, and again, as I say, I'm blessed. We're blessed.
And you see, folks out there, you can see something positive. You don't have to watch death and gloom and destruction. Sometimes you can see the cat getting rescued from the tree. I wish more news did that, but unfortunately, like I said earlier, the model is if it bleeds, it leads, because people like to rubberneck. It's human nature. People want to see what's going on, the tragedy, not the mundane regularness. And that's a shame. And maybe one day we'll have a shift in consciousness, and that's a whole other show that I would pray for. But I can't thank you enough for your time.
Thank you, Donnie. Appreciate it. I enjoyed it.
Thanks for having a good talk with us.
Hi, this is Ginger DeSoto from the Gas Guzzlers. And when I'm not social distancing, I like to have a good talk with Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor.